Okay, so today's lesson looks a little bit different because for this lesson, which is called Transition from a Feudal to a Centralized State under the Qin Dynasty, we're reviewing two sources, and these sources are both lengthy and a little complicated. So in class, I'm going to project them and work with the students to analyze them. So for you, it's really hard for you to do that if I'm not there in front of you. So we're going to do it this way. So hopefully you have your notes already in front of you, and we are going to text mark by analyzing and annotating as we go. There are some vocabulary hints here on the side, and I've already given you some examples, but I'm going to go through most of source 3 with you and then allow you to do source 4 on your own, and then you'll answer the questions on your own. All right, so if you look at the source, they each have these little, oh man, I don't remember what the word is for these little like parentheses type things. So it's telling you that's the section that you should analyze, like chunk it that way. So for example, the first one is just the title of the source, really, right, or the description. So it says, excerpted from Han Fei Zhu, Basic Writings. C dot means about. So about the 3rd century BCE. So my annotations or my notes for this say this text is old from 3rd century BCE, right? So that's it. I don't really know who this person is or what this writing is, so that's all I can say. All right, so the first section is this right here, right? So it says, when a man of true worth becomes a minister, he faces north before the sovereign, presents tokens of his allegiance, and banishes from his mind the thought of other loyalties. So, when a man of true worth becomes a minister, if we look on this side, minister in this case, think like a government worker. Okay, I had to pause because someone would not stop knocking at my door. But anyway, so if a man of true worth becomes a minister, if we look over here, a minister in this case, think of a government worker. So if he becomes someone who works for the government, he faces north before the sovereign. And if you look over here, I tell you a sovereign just means, oops, don't click it, a supreme ruler, right? So if he goes before the supreme ruler, presents tokens of his allegiance, which means like loyalty. You pledge allegiance to the flag, you pledge loyalty to the flag, and banishes from his mind the thought of other loyalties. So, for this one, an example would say, like, when a man works for the government, he gives his loyalty to his leader and no one else, right? So, he pledges loyalty to his supreme ruler and banishes from his mind the thought of other loyalties. So, let's go down to this section right here. It says, if he serves at court, so when a person serves at court, that's like they live at the palace with the king, they hang out with him, they do like little tasks for him, they entertain him, right? So if he serves at court, he does not venture to excuse himself because of the lowliness of the post assigned to him. So he's not like going to try to get out of his duty. He won't try to get out of, even if he doesn't like it, right? And then, because I came down here. If he follows the lead of his superiors and obeys the laws of his sovereign, which again means like supreme ruler, with empty mind, he awaits orders and does not question whether they are right or wrong. So if you're doing it with an empty mind and you're not questioning whether they're right or wrong, then you're not questioning like his ability to like tell you what to do, right? So with an empty mind will mean like without question. So he does what he is told without question. Right? That's like if your parents tell you, to do something and you don't agree, you don't question them, right? You just, well, you're not supposed to anyway. You just do what you're told. All right. Thus, he has a mouth, he never uses it to speak for private advantage. Though he has eyes, he never employs them to spy private gain. In all things, he is under the control of his superior, right? So everything he does is for his leader. Something like that, right? And you might even say specifically specifically with his eyes, he's not trying to spy or something like that, but you can put it in your own words. So this is how you're going to do it. You're going to read each section as it's chunked right here, and then analyze it and make notes in the columns. Just make sure that you check the vocab on the right hand side. You'll do it again for source 4, and then you have 5 questions to answer and submit these. That's it.